first for the Grizzlies. Conley and Allen are the guard set. And it's Gasol in at the center, filling out the middle. Then there's Tayshaun Prince, and it's Randolph in at the 4. And for the Bucks, Brandon Knight is out there with Mayo. And it's Sanders in at the center, locking down the middle. And it's Caron Butler, and it's Ilyasova in at the 4 spot.
Well, Brandon Knight out of Kentucky is more of a combo guard than a pure point when you look at him offensively. But with his long arms and good athleticism and at 6'3", I think there's a lot of upside for him at the defensive end of the floor. I think he's a guy that could defend 1 and 2s effectively.
And he knocks down the first one. And for Brandon Knight offensively, he's still trying to figure it out.
I think he's best as a spot-up shooter. I mean, he does have some point guard skills. He's got some athleticism, but he's really an excellent outside shooter when he's got time to set up.
Knight hits them both.
Well, you know, the Bucks thought they had a plan to make a big push forward by pairing some talent together in the backcourt, but what seems to have happened is they are now mired in mediocrity, which is exactly where you don't want to be.
The shot's good from Gasol.
Intelligent passing there to make that hoop possible.
On defense, Memphis. Knight, that's a 2-pointer. Randolph grabs the board. And back to Minnesota, they were the 8th seed in the East last year, but still finished 6 games under 500. Still a lot of work for them to get above 500 and be in a position where, Steve, they are, competing for home court in the playoffs.
Yeah, a lot of changes for the Bucks in the offseason, but a team that was able to sneak in last year, they're hopeful to make it once again this season, but it feels like they're kind of stuck in the middle right now.
Let's go to Doris Burke, who moments ago caught up with head coach Larry Drew. And what's the news down there, Doris?
On his mind, the difficult task of defending Zach Randolph. He said Randolph's especially tough because he's not only a go-to scorer on the low block and the pinch post, but also a guy who can pick up a lot of second chance points with his work on the glass. He's a 20 and 10 double-double guy for a reason. We'll have our hands full trying to slow him down. Guys, back to you.
And as always, Doris, thank you. And there's the foul. It goes on Ilyasova. That's his first foul. And so just over a minute and a half played. Gasol dishes to Prince. Drains it from 17 feet out. Prince has got his first bucket in this one.
You can't give him that shot. I mean, a few open looks are all it takes, and he can really get rolling.
Knight on the wing, stolen by Conley. Allen outside. It's Prince on the wing. Sanders with the steal. Outside Mayo. Into Ilyasova. Puts it up from 12. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
Well, he had a tight separation there on the mid-range jump shot. Really good job of taking advantage of that.
Conley kicks to Prince. It's Allen on the wing. Conley against Knight. 4 on the clock. Conley gets the bucket.
And the layup just gift-wrapped right there. I mean, he had a clear path to the basket.
The Bucks trail. Ilyasova sets a screen for Knight. From deep. The rebound by Prince.
Not really the start they wanted. They missed 3 of their first 4 shots from the field.
Knight against Conley. Pass to Prince. Goes up the baseline. Knight grabs the board.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
Butler passes to Sanders. Back to Butler. Over Allen. Butler missing again. The Grizzlies have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Knight against Conley. Passes it to Prince. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Tayshaun Prince had been a Piston his whole career, guys, and I thought he might end his career there. But last season, he was shipped over to Memphis to replace Rudy Gay, and it's been a hand-in-glove fit because of the blue-collar style of Memphis, and that's kind of how Prince plays, especially at the defensive end.
No good on the free throw. And Tayshaun Prince, a low-mistake player offensively and defensively.
Yeah, he doesn't turn it over offensively. He can actually play some point forward because of his ball handling ability. And defensively smart. He doesn't gamble. Just uses those long arms to keep you away from the hoop and challenge your shot.
And he can't make the second free throw either. Missing both.
Grizzlies focused on trying to get more bang for their buck in terms of what they were paying guys. And the first shoe to drop was the trade of Rudy Gay. Just didn't want to commit to that big contract. Thought they could do a better job spreading that kind of money out over more players.
The feed to Allen. Outside Conley. Pass to Prince. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Here's Gasol. Hits the difficult fadeaway jumper. And for small market teams like the Grizzlies, that is something they have definitely always got to be considering. Are we using our cap space, Steve, to the best of our ability?
I think for the most part they were, but they just didn't feel that Rudy Gay was the long-term solution. So when the trade opportunity came about, they decided to free themselves up of the long-term financial commitment and give themselves more options in terms of personnel moving forward.
Back to Conley. Puts it up. No good off the front iron. Milwaukee's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. And that one's good.
Man, a gaping hole in the defense that time, and he didn't waste any time getting through it.
Outside Gasol. Gasol gets the screen from Conley. Gasol dishes to Conley. It's the rebound. It's Allen on the wing, defended by Butler. Randolph kicks to Prince. Allen outside. He dishes it to Randolph. Feeds to Gasol. And the shot is good. Gasol's got 6.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, I think that could really set things up well the rest of the game. Pound the ball inside and then let your perimeter players play off your bigs.
Mayo into the lane. Stolen by Allen. And he hammers that one down right in the face of Ilyasova.
Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk, Clark, coming within seconds of the steal.
Love the way they convert from defense to offense.
But that's what happens when you get all 5 guys on a string defensively ready to react and make a play.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. For Milwaukee, they've gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Right for 3, and another 3 for Milwaukee.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Randolph, a screen on Mayo. Mayo against Conley. Just 5 on the clock. Can't get it to go. Excellent D there for Mayo.
He's certainly not been at his best this quarter, and that's an understatement.
Knight against Allen. Here's Mayo. That's good. The assist that time from Knight. Now it's a 5-point Bucks lead.
He should thank the defense for those 2 points. Really, nobody paid him any mind there.
Conley, the pass to Allen. Kicks to Gasol. Into Zach Randolph. Rebounded by the Bucks. Guys, a potent offense right now.
Yeah, Kevin, really the offense is flowing quite nicely right now.
Playing with a lot of confidence, just some self-assurance there. I like what we're seeing.
Randolph sets a screen for Allen. The dish to Conley. He feeds it to Randolph, and stolen by Ilyasova. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. Mayo's running. A nice shot by Knight.
Boy, nice work inside. Tough to get that shot over a big defender like that.
You know, that takes skill and creativity, Steve, particularly on the release to make sure he doesn't get a hand on it.
That one goes. Count it. And it's 8 points for Marc Gasol.
Well, that shot keeps him at 100% from the field this quarter.
Knight against Conley. And here's Ilyasova outside. No good. And it's Memphis the other way.
You know, in Larry Drew's case, it was a bit of an unusual situation once the season concluded. He was in the final year of his deal. The Hawks said we'll interview other candidates and left him free to interview for other head coaching positions, and he landed in Milwaukee.
Here's Knight. That's good. Knight's got 12 in the game. The Grizzlies trail by 7. So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. Well, Stephen, back to Coach Drew, of course, he ended up signing with the Bucks.
Well, that was an interesting move for him to go from Atlanta to Milwaukee. You know, the Hawks were one of the better defensive teams in the league last year. I think that's what the Bucks saw in Drew. And that's the idea for him to really help this team get the most out of its players, particularly defensively.
And so here's Memphis. The 9-foot shot. Indeed, Prince drops it in. Now, here's Ridnour. Ridnour gets a screen from Pachulia. Lets it go. Ridnour's shot is off. The Grizzlies trail by 5. Pondexter dishes to Davis. And that one's off, and this is his first shot of the game. For Milwaukee, they've gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. Ridnour gets a screen from Pachulia. The shot's good from Henson.
And he came off that screen. The defense just couldn't get over the top. Beautiful play.
Yep, and without a hand in his face, he's going to bury those.
And the pass to Prince. Rebounded by Pachulia. Bucks leading by 7. Ridnour kicks to Knight. That's good. And it's Ridnour picking up the assist. Knight's got 14.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, I mean, they're just getting pounded in there. The defense not offering much resistance. They've got to force the ball back out to the perimeter.
Henson with it. Guarded now by Tayshaun Prince. Delfino passes to Ridnour. He kicks it to Knight. Dishes to Henson. Cashes in for a double-digit lead. And now an 11-point Milwaukee lead. And an important part of every team's game. A look at the hustle stats for Milwaukee.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And the other thing they're doing is forcing a lot of turnovers, and that's helping them to get easy points at the other end.
Shot clock at 6. With some arc. Now, here's Ridnour, guarded by Bayless. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
Strange to see that a team that appeared to be in such strong position changed up so much last year. And the Grizzlies did that. They traded away Rudy Gay, and they also changed their offensive scheme to more of a pick-and-roll approach.
And he makes the first. There were a lot of questions asked after the Rudy Gay trade last season. Fans wondered if the team was looking to blow it up, even though they were fighting for the 3rd seed at the time. But, Steve, they really rallied.
They did. I thought they showed that they were an excellent team. And, you know, one of the reasons they made that trade was they had a lot of success a couple of years back in the playoffs without Rudy Gay. So they knew that they could play well without him. So they went ahead and pulled the trigger. And it looks like the deal has worked out okay.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Yeah, they've been the aggressors, Clark, and getting the ball inside into that lane area has been huge for them.
Ridnour kicks to Pachulia. Good. And the assist goes to Ridnour.
It seems like they're finding an open lane to the hoop every time down. It's 5 buckets in a row for them in the paint.
Yeah, on the flip side, Steve, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior.
Pass to Davis. Shot from the low block. That is good. Davis has got his first points of the game.
The turnaround jumper. That was a thing of beauty.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Conley against Ridnour. Fires the three. And Davis pulls it down.
He got the shot he wanted off that pick, just couldn't get it to fall.
But, Steve, they'll take that play all day long, 10 times out of 10. That was good action.
Conley dishes to Davis. And that one's good. Davis has got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Grizzlies.
You know, when the size advantage is that pronounced, that's exactly what you should do offensively in this situation. Take it strong to the middle.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Bucks lead by 9. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. They're looking amped up and ready to get going once again. And look what we've seen from Milwaukee. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, this team is on the same page, no question. They're right where they need to be offensively.
And they're hitting their scores with on-time and on-target passes, too. That's fun to watch.
First team foul.
Pondexter, the pass to Gasol. Left side, Gasol pulls up on the wing. Kept alive. Here's Davis. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
You know, every time I watch him play, I'm looking for some big defensive plays. We've seen him simply control a game with that shot-blocking intimidation factor.
Steve, you're exactly right. I mean, because if he blocks a few shots early on, he gets in the opponent's heads. Guys are hesitant to come inside. They always find themselves looking for those long arms of his.
The first one falls.
Surprisingly, the Bucks were one of the better teams from the East against the West last season, 14-16, which was better than most teams in the East and part of why they were able to make it into the playoffs.
Larry Sanders is checked in for Milwaukee. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Well, back to the Bucks. With their small backcourt, they could have nights where they could just run teams to death, and they were able to take advantage of a few teams like that.
Well, the main thing is that they showed they weren't afraid of anyone. Ellis and Jennings would just try to run the ball down your throat, but in the end, it wasn't a combination that the Bucks felt confident with, and that's why they were willing to let Ellis and Jennings go.
And a chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Guys, for Dave Yeager, the new Grizzlies head coach, 6 seasons with them as an assistant. Before that, he won 5 titles coaching in the minor leagues. Yeager said, quote, "This is a blue-collar town, and I'm a blue-collar guy. I came up the hard way. I came up through the minor leagues. This is something I've been preparing for a long time." Guys, he says he knows how to win. We'll see how he does.
Thanks, Doris. That confidence has certainly served him well. Passes it to Allen. The feed to Davis. It's tipped and stolen by Mayo. Now, here's Ridnour. D right on him. Pass to Mayo. Pulls it up. And Sanders kicks to Henson.
Memphis foul called. Ed Davis. That's his first personal foul. Shooting.
Well, John Henson out of North Carolina, really known for his defense. Question is, can he develop offensively? He's kind of a tweener, not really big enough to score on the low block. Doesn't have the shooting range to play the 3. So we'll see where he fits in, but he's got a ton of potential.
And the first one drops. Zach Randolph is checked in for Davis. Henson hits them both. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Allen outside. Pondexter dishes to Allen. Feeds to Bayless. Hands it from downtown. Bayless has got 5 points so far. And for John Henson, there's no question with his ability defensively. If he develops offensively, Clark, it could really catapult his career as a player.
And you know, Kevin, I think in his rookie season, he was a little further along in that regard than many expected. Not the greatest percentages, but he did score at a pretty high clip when he was on the court.
Randolph with the ball, and it's Henson picking him up. To the left side wing. Bayless the pass to Gasol. Great defense that time from Sanders. Bucks leading by 8. Beyond the arc, and it's good. Butler's got himself on the board with 3 there.
A little confusion defensively.
Yeah, you know what? He sent the D a little message with that three.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
A lot of what Memphis has done to build its team would have to be considered taking the undervalued approach. You look at guys like Zebo, Marc Gasol, and most recently Jared Bayless. Those were good players that really have found a nice home in Memphis.
Ilyasova, he's checked in for Henson. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Now Bayless. He's got 5. Out to the wing. Randolph kicks to Bayless. Off target from outside. Well, Clark, just talking about Memphis, they really have taken a group of players that were thought to be non-impact roster spots, and Steve, they've turned things around with them.
Kind of comes across in the way the entire team plays. It's a blue-collar group, Kevin. Some cast-offs, guys with a chip on their shoulder, but they've got a toughness and an edge about them. And I think it's really helped this team create its identity.
Ridnour with it. Now guarded by Bayless. Mayo kicks to Ilyasova. Their turnaround jumper. It's rebounded by Memphis. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Here is Bayless, defended by Ilyasova. 5 to shoot. Here is Bayless.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area that you can't afford to get lazy with.
You know, I think the effort's been there, Steve, but they're still getting outworked just by a skosh.
Kicks it to Mayo. He dishes it to Sanders. Randolph grabs the board. Randolph's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Here's Gasol. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
For the majority of his career, Marc Gasol has been referred to as the other Gasol. But last season, you can make that case that he surpassed his brother Powell in terms of impact on the court.
And Marc Gasol, a little bigger than his older brother Powell, very comfortable at the center position, whereas Powell is a little more of a tweener. They're both obviously so incredibly skilled.
They sure are. I mean, both Gasol's able to play in the high post as passers or jump shooters or down on the low block, and where they can use their array of offensive skills. Pretty impressive to see 2 players like that coming out of the same family.
He hits both from the stripe.
Well, the Bucks playing here at the BMO Harris Bradley Center, one of the older arenas in the NBA at around a quarter century. And the Bucks have said they'll leave Milwaukee after the 2017 season unless a new arena is built.
The Grizzlies trail by 7. Randolph with the ball. Now guarded by Ilyasova. Allen kicks to Randolph. lets it go from the baseline and nails it.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
The Bucks have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. And back to the arena situation here in Milwaukee. This is one of the smaller markets in the NBA. Steve, that can make it tougher to get an arena done.
Well, and there's a potential change in ownership that has loomed over the franchise as well. Obviously, we all want to see the team stay in Milwaukee. A lot of great history here going way back. So hopefully an arena deal will get done.
Randolph gets the screen from Bayless. Randolph dishes to Bayless. Knocks it loose. Ridnour with the steal. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that. And now a 9-point Bucks lead. Now a timeout called by Memphis.
You know, during the season before last, the Bucks' problem had been offense. They just couldn't put up points consistently, and even when their defense would hold up, they would simply get outgunned by teams. They decided to change that by trying to be more of a transition team last year.
The Grizzlies trail by 9. Allen outside. Now Bayless. He's got 5. Outside Randolph. Shot clock at 6. Rejected by Sanders. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. Milwaukee leading by 9. And back to the Bucks actually led the entire Eastern Conference in pace and were 3rd overall in the NBA. Steve, only teams that were ahead of them were the Rockets and Nuggets, 2 teams you always think of running.
Well, it makes sense for the Bucks to have played that style last year. You had that backcourt of Ellis and Jennings, a lot of speed and quickness. They later added J.J. Redick, so you had shooting. So they had to play fast. It made some sense, but in the end, you know, they've made some changes in the offseason, and they're looking to get better.
Good. The assist goes to Ridnour. Ridnour's got 5 assists in the game. The Grizzlies trail by 11. And Bayless kicks to Randolph. The dish to Bayless. Allen outside. Memphis moving it around. Just 3 to shoot. Goes up on the wing. And again the basket from Bayless. Bayless has got 9.
Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game. His first quarter was a real struggle, but he's got it going now.
Milwaukee with the ball. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Here's Ilyasova. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. And the Bucks lead by 11.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
And Bayless kicks to Allen. Looks for Randolph, gets it to him. Goes back up. Rejected by Ridnour. Mayo with it. And Allen picks him up defensively. Open shot, Butler. And again, it's Milwaukee converting.
Kevin, he does a great job of moving without the ball. And he gets a lot of good looks because of that movement. And as long as his teammates are setting screens and looking for him, he can be lethal from the outside.
And that is the key, Steve, but his release in those catch-and-shoot moments is also terrific.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Kevin, Tony Allen has been a first-team all-defensive performer for 2 years running and one of the most intense players in the league. Teammate Mike Conley says, quote, he's like an Army general. He says crazy things, but goes out there and backs it up. He works as hard as he speaks. He gives 100% on every possession. Allen continues to try to make a name for himself, saying, quote, I want the whole league to know that I am a force. That's been my mentality since I came in. I'm grinding.
Well, they call it grit and grind. That's what he's brought. Thanks, Doris. Prince's shot is good.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Now the pass tonight. He feeds it to Ridnour. Back tonight, just 5 on the clock. Top of the key. No good off the back of the rim.
Well, they'll give him that shot. He doesn't have the most reliable jump shot in the world. We know that.
Dishes to Bayless. Here's Davis. That's good, and so Bayless with the assist. And that's now 10 points for Davis.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
Knight gets a screen from Pachulia. Kicks it out to Ridnour. Pass to Ilyasova. And there's the feed to Pachulia. Fires it up. Tips it up. It's good on the putback. Pachulia's got his second basket.
Nice tip in. He just seems to have a sense of where the ball's going to end up.
Conley, the pass to Davis. He kicks it to Prince. Back to Davis. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Davis has got 12.
His shooting has been so good today. He may have to take it upon himself to try to get his club out of this hole.
Butler goes in. Three-pointer, Ridnour. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got his third rebound tonight. Conley dishes to Davis. Conley against Knight. Conley kicks to Davis. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And you look at Ed Davis out of North Carolina. We know he can be a factor with his defense and his rebounding. I think the question with Davis is, can he be good enough offensively? Will he be able to provide scoring inside?
The first one falls. Well, going back to Ed Davis, he just started playing consistent minutes, Clark, with the Raptors when the trade occurred, moving him to Memphis.
Yeah, but you talk about his offensive development, Kevin, playing alongside, other skilled front court players that they've got there. I think he can get better and improve, and really it's a nice fit. Their bulk and skill and his length and shot blocking, that could be a nice combo.
That one is no good.
Well, last season on the Raptors, Ed Davis was showing that he could be a solid starter in the league. Bargnani was out and he was filling in well, but he was moved out in the Rudy Gay deal and back to the bench in Memphis. Boy, I'm impressed with the determination he showed right there, getting himself in a good position under the glass. Did his work early there.
Yeah, with the presence of mind, just where the rebound was going to go to.
And then the nifty touch to tip it in. That was beautiful.
Here is Bayless. He's got 9. And there's the 3-second violation.
Inexcusable mistake for a team that's trying to get back into the game.
Yeah, I have no clue what he was thinking about there. As a matter of fact, he may have had his brain in neutral.
Delfino passes to Henson. Bucks passing it around. Knight dishes to Pachulia. Yes, and Knight with the assist that time. Pachulia's got 6 here in this quarter. And for Davis last season, despite a downturn in minutes, he has to be encouraged by his productivity.
Got good field goal percentage, scored at a higher rate. Coming into the league, we knew he could finish at the rim on lobs and putbacks, but the rest of his offensive game was more of a question mark. Seems to be coming around. He's a very skilled player.
That's good. And it's 8 points for Prince.
Nice pass. That one was right on target.
Bucks leading by 14. Delfino gets a screen from Pachulia. Knight for 3. There's the bucket. Good.
Maybe that'll get him going here in the second quarter. He already knocked down 2 in the first.
Memphis has gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Here's Prince, and it's Memphis with another.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
Well, it's become one of the stories of the first half, Clark, just piling up points in the paint.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. A shot by Knight, no good. The Grizzlies trail by 15. Outside Conley. Pass to Prince. Trying to find Davis. He's got it now. That's good. Davis has got 11 points in the quarter.
Whether by design or accident, That was a very high-quality shot they created.
Right for three. And we've reached halftime in this one. The Bucks on top. They lead by 13. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Coach Drew, I know you like to talk an awful lot about pace. Clearly your team is in control here. How do you think they did controlling the pace of this ball game?
I thought we did a good job with it. I thought we ran at the opportune time. We missed some easy shots. Our defense has been pretty good. Getting up to a fast start was important, but the pace, I like it a lot.
Coach, thank you. Guys, overall, he's pretty pleased.
All right, Doris, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
Now, presented by Sprint.
This is 2K Sports. I hope your week is off to a good start on this Monday. The Milwaukee Bucks have the lead against Memphis. They've been relentless attacking the rim, dominating in points in the paint, and the bodies down low have been banging away. Just a ridiculous first half for Brandon Knight. He has 17 points and he's stacking up the assists too, keeping the defense off balance with his passing. For the Grizzlies, though, not the same story. They've got to do a better job protecting the ball and valuing each possession. They've not done that. Their turnover numbers way too high through 2 quarters. The first half performance by Ed Davis was fantastic. What he's been able to do from the field has been nothing short of spectacular. Only a select few players in the league can shoot the ball like that. Thanks so much for joining me here in studio. Second half action is coming right up. We hope you enjoy the rest of the game.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters.
When you're hot, you're hot, and that's certainly been the case for Knight. He's got 17 points, and the three-pointers have been dropping for him. He's got 3 of them.
Well, as long as he's continuing to make them, I think they should make him more of a focal point of this offense.
O.J. Mayo is out of USC. He's in his 6th season in the NBA, fellas, and he was considered the top player in his high school class. Very, very highly regarded. He's yet to be a star at the professional level, but I think he's looking to solidify himself as a quality starter.
The first one falls. And for O.J. Mayo, 6'4" player, some people saw him as a guy who could play point guard, shooting guard. He's just a player, though. I think he can do a lot of things on the floor.
Well, he's a decent ball handler, but he's a shooting guard. I mean, he can be a little bit of a combo guy, but for the most part, he's out there to score, and most of those points coming off jump shots.
And he makes both free throws.
You know, for a good part of last season, guys, the Grizzlies were in the battle for the 3rd spot in the West along with the Clippers and Nuggets. Eventually, they finished 5th, but it wasn't because they didn't handle Eastern Conference opponents. They cleaned up against that conference.
Yep, it goes in, and the Milwaukee lead is cut to just 11 on the basket from Conley. Knight with it. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. Pass to Butler. Left side, Butler. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. And back to the Grizzlies against the East. Their style of play really matches up well with the slow it down style of many Eastern teams.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, Memphis looks like they should be in the East. You know, they have no problem just, banging bodies under the basket, trying to out-rebound you, out-muscle you. And I think you're right, Kevin. That's one of the reasons they were able to go 22-8 against the Eastern Conference.
And he makes the first.
Caron Butler is one of those rock-solid, steady vets. Just a pro's pro, we call him. Entering the final year of his contract, you know he's looking to be aggressive out there.
And so he hits both. And for Butler out of UConn, a good defender, Steve, a good jump shot.
Yeah, played in one All-Star game back with the Wizards. Now going into his 12th year in the league. He's had a great career.
Allen kicks to Conley. and stolen by Knight. And here's the fast break. Knight leading the way.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that's not going to be able to continue if they hope to get back into this game. It's a deflating play for your morale.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
Mike Conley, the number 4 pick back in 2007 out of the Ohio State University. He wasn't an instant star in the NBA, but boy, has he continued to improve year in and year out.
And Conley has played his entire career with the Memphis Grizzlies, improving alongside the team.
I feel like he's going to be an all-star before too long. He's the franchise's all-time leader in assists, but I think the stability and the faith that the organization has placed in him has helped him mature and helped him develop into where he is right now, which I think is one of the best point guards in the game.
I would agree.
Mike Conley, boy, second in the NBA last season in steals per game, quick feet and quick hands, and a smart defender as well. Make him a pesky guy to deal with at that end of the floor.
And he sinks the second. And for Conley offensively, he doesn't try, Steve, I think, to do too much.
No, in some ways he reminds you of like a possession quarterback.
Ah, nice comparison.
He's going to be steady, do the little things, and let the game come to him, but very capable of making a big play when necessary.
Up and in on every one of their first 3 shots to start the second half.
Into Ilyasova. Here's Sanders, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket. Sanders has got his second bucket of the game to go. The Grizzlies trail by 14. Randolph, a screen on Knight, and it's Conley penetrating. He got right to the cup using that screen.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. We've got to get their defense in gear.
Timeout called, the Bucks.
Well, he sees something that he doesn't like. I'm not sure what it is, but I think he's going to make some changes here.
I think you've got to make your adjustments pretty quickly like he's doing here. Otherwise, you know, things can get out of hand. So this is a good timeout.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Guys, well, Larry Drew had some advice for his team over that last break. He thinks the use of ball screens against this defense would make a huge difference, and that's what he relayed to his players. He also wants his players putting pressure on the defense with early offense, lots of shots, and an aggressive approach in general whenever they've got the ball. Those are likely not the last adjustments they make today, guys. There's still time left in this one. Back to you, Kevin.
And thanks for that story, Doris. Randolph. Shot is off. So Milwaukee will take it the other way. 17 points was their biggest margin. And it's Butler missing.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
Conley kicks to Allen. Back to Conley. Feeds to Gasol. 6 on the shot clock. Conley, the pass to Gasol. Tries again. Conley's shot is off.
Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense did what it had to do to bother him.
And it's Sanders with the finish. Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying hard to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, Mark?
Well, you know what the questions are about now. It's their defense, that's for sure.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies.
They've been committing a lot of turnovers, and I imagine that's exactly what they're talking about right now. They need to tighten it up.
Conley kicks to Randolph. Back to Conley. Looking for Gasol. He gets it there. Prince dishes to Conley. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It goes on Brandon Knight.
Take a look at what Michael Conley's done. 9 points and 2 steals as well.
Well, his offense has matched his defense today. He's been excellent on both ends.
Steve, exactly right. You can't say enough about the overall job he's been doing.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Bucks?
How about all the points they're getting off turnovers?
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
That's good from Conley. So he gets them both. Milwaukee leading by 12. Right side, Mayo. Releases, and he hits the jumper for 2. Mayo's got 14 points for the game.
Yeah, guys, it's his consistent shooting that's really helped get his team into a position they're in right now.
Gasol setting the pick for Conley. Kicks it to Randolph. 5 to shoot. And he gets it to go. He's got 8.
I think he's been kind of passive today. And, you know, maybe that one will get him going. I think for them to be successful, he needs to be the one to do the bulk of the scoring.
A nice shot by Knight.
And their interior defense getting exposed once again. How many open looks at the rim are they going to allow?
Knight against Conley. He dishes it to Gasol. And he banks in the layups. Gasol's got 12.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Ilyasova, a screen on Conley. Knight kicks to Ilyasova. The dish to Sanders. And again, it's Milwaukee converting.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
Yeah, it's something we haven't seen much of at the other end of the floor, though.
And the shot is good. The Bucks' lead has been cut down now to just 12 points with the basket from Conley. For Milwaukee, they've gone 6 of 8 on field goal attempts in the third. A 75% clip. That one goes. Count. 16 points for O.J. Mayo.
A little touch of class there, guys. The end of that play with the finger roll.
Conley with it. 13 points in the game. Over to the wing. Randolph against Ilyasova. Just 4 to shoot. And there's the foul. It goes on Ilyasova. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
Well, he tried to step in and cut him off, but just not quick enough.
And we have the benefit of replay, but I think they got that one right, which is the case most times, even though fans don't think so.
Here's Conley. The pass to Davis. Conley dishes to Pondexter. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Conley's got 6 assists now in the game.
Well, you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Here's Delfino. Takes the assist and lays it in. Pick out the pass nicely. Delfino's got 6. Outside Conley. He feeds it to Prince. Fades back, and the Grizzlies tack on 2 more. Bucks leading by 11. Dishes to Delfino. His 3-pointers off the mark. Grizzlies shooting around 60% on the night. Amazing work offensively so far. Here's Prince. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Prince has got 4 points in the quarter.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Ridnour kicks to Mayo. Launches it, and he gets the bucket. Mayo's got 11 points here in just the second half.
This switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys. You know, it was a hot start last season for O.J. Mayo and Dallas, guys. A lot of people wondered if he finally turned the corner and become the star that people had expected when he was the 3rd overall pick back in 2008. But his hot shooting wore off a bit, and by the end of the season, Coach Carlisle was starting to question his effort.
Delfino kicks to Henson. The feed now to Ridnour. The Bucks working the ball around. No good from Delfino. Passes it to Ridnour. He kicks it to Mayo. Pass to Henson. The second chance effort. The shot is off. Great D that time from Davis. And for O.J. Mayo last season, still some positive signs. A career high in three-point percentage. One of the better years from the field. And I think the Mavericks really enjoyed him on their team.
Well, it seemed on the whole that the year went very well for him. He opted out of the final year of his deal. Picked up a new multi-year contract. So we'll see how he continues to develop. And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
Pass to Ridnour. Lets the three fly. That's good. Ridnour's got 5 now.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but you know the defense still needs to keep an eye on him.
Davis gets the screen from Conley. Davis, the pass to Conley. Feeds to Prince. And O.J. Mayo pulls it down. Bucks leading by 11. Right side, Mayo. They get it back. And for Memphis, they're shooting 61%, showing all the indications of an offense that is locked in. Got a piece of it. There's 1:54 left in the 3rd quarter. Good. The assist goes to Ridnour. 22 points for O.J. Mayo.
Great last-second decision to pull that shot back and make the feed instead.
Allen kicks to Conley. Back to Allen. Clock at 6. The dish now to Davis. Soft touch off the glass. Davis has got 6 points in the quarter.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily strategic, Clark. It's just a matter of playing with more heart. Got to play hard, guys.
Mayo, and that's for 2. And it's another Milwaukee shot right there going in.
You know, he's showing some kind of a killer instinct this quarter, trying to stretch this lead out.
Kicks it to Pondexter. Here's Davis. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Davis has got 23. Milwaukee leading by 12. Ridnour gets a screen from Pachulia. The 3. That's good from Mayo on the assist by Pachulia. 27 points for O.J. Mayo.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. That's 4 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been three-pointers.
Conley dishes to Pondexter. Conley with it. Now guarded by Ridnour. He dishes it to Delfino. That drops. Delfino's got 8 points.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. That's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
That's his first personal foul.
The Grizzlies had made 8 of their 12 free throws in this game.
And they averaged about 77% from the free throw line a year ago. So this is a solid free throw shooting team.
And, you know, that just added to their confidence at the offensive end. I mean, knowing that free throw shooting was something they didn't have to worry about gave them a lot of confidence to play freely.
The first free throw is good. And the Grizzlies making a change here. Conley drops them both. 5 seconds left to play here in the third. Goes up at the stripe. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
And an ideal finish to the quarter for them as he drains it at the buzzer.
Boy, I like the fact he didn't rush it at all. Fantastic shot.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Bucks lead by 17. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. And our State Farm assist to the game replay. Great offensive play. 1 of 8 assists on the night that we've seen from Conley.
And you got to love that play, guys, but it's been one after another for him all game long. He just has that uncanny awareness of where his teammates are on the court all the time.
Bucks leading by 17. And here is Ridenour. The pass to Knight. Out to the right wing. Here's Delfino. That's good. The assist that time from Knight. Delfino's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Bucks. The Grizzlies trail by 19. Conley, the pass to Bayless. Here's Gasol, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Good game for Gasol. He has 12 points and 1 assist.
Mark Gasol. 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
The story in the first half was their low free throw percentage. They've corrected that here in the second half, and hopefully they can build on it as this game continues to progress.
And the Bucks making a change here. Butler's checked in. Gasol hits them both.
Boy, they're making it look easy here. I mean, they're just automatic from the line.
Knight kicks to Sanders. Conley against Knight. Butler goes in, inside, Sanders. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. And the Bucks lead by 19.
Sharp pass to give his teammate the high percentage shot in close.
Conley dishes to Bayless. He feeds it to Randolph. Shoots from the elbow. That is good.
Not too many of those shots were dropping for him in the first half, but it's been a different story here in the second.
Sanders with a screen on Conley. Delfino with the 3. Yes, and Knight with the assist that time.
There's been a change in his game compared to what we saw in the first half. I mean, he's scoring with a lot of confidence now.
Conley off the pick from Bayless, and it's Conley penetrating. Butler with the block. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Ahead, it's intercepted. Here's Bayless. Milwaukee with the rebound. Ilyasova's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Knight with it. Gasol covering. Now, here is Knight. T right on him, and the layup falls. Knight's got 21 in the game.
Looked like they found the soft spot in the defense there.
Conley up top. He's guarded by Knight. Gasol against Sanders. The Grizzlies with another miss.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one, short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Grizzlies with the rebound. Pondexter's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
And they double up Gasol. Five to shoot. Bayless the pass to Pondexter. That 3 off the mark. Bucks leading by 22. Ilyasova sets a screen for Knight. Dishes it to Sanders. And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. Terrible turnover.
Some changes for Memphis. Prince comes in for Quincy Pondexter. And Tony Allen subbed in for Jared Bayless. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Randolph against Ilyasova, and he gets it to go. And that's 12 points for Zach Randolph. The Bucks have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Knight gets a screen from Ilyasova. Delfino kicks to Sanders. No good. Good D by Gasol.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
It's Allen with the drive. Outside Conley. The feed now to Gasol. Poked away and stolen by Ilyasova. Gasol with the steal. And Randolph throws it down.
Boy, the kind of moments you love to see. Excellent defense leading to a dunk at the other end.
Clark, you got to marvel at the transition game when they've got it clicking. It's really explosive.
High octane for sure.
Oof.
Yeah, turning defensive pressure into offensive opportunities. That's what it's all about.
Knight dishes to Ilyasova, and he gets it to go. And the Bucks lead by 20. The Grizzlies have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Here's Randolph. Tries to keep it alive. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. Milwaukee making a switch here. Mayo's checked in. And Milwaukee has possession. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Floats one up. Rejected by Gasol. A nice shot by Knight. Here's Conley. Allen outside. Passes to Gasol. Prince kicks to Randolph. And stolen by Ilyasova. Butler attacking. Pass to Ilyasova. Now here's Mayo. And another basket for Milwaukee.
You know, that part of the floor, guys, is more or less his real sweet spot, right in his wheelhouse.
Allen outside. He kicks it to Randolph. And stolen by Mayo. Knight passes to Mayo. Ilyasova, a screen on Allen. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
Yeah, the defense has been futile here. 5 of the last 6 field goals in the lane.
Conley dishes to Prince. Randolph kicks to Prince. Pass to Conley. Just 5 to shoot. To end the run. And he gets it to go.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
Bucks have gone 8 of 11 from the field in the final period. Great shooting down the stretch. Conley against Knight. Feeds it to Ilyasova. The dish to Butler. And Ilyasova kicks to Butler. And another basket for Milwaukee. Here's Allen. Kicks to Conley. No good. Excellent D there from Sanders. Buck shooting has been just outrageous, 64% from the field to this point. And it's Butler missing. Grizzlies have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. And it's Conley penetrating. That's tipped. Count the bucket. Conley's got 4 points this quarter. Milwaukee has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. And there's the pass to Ilyasova. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's going to be on Zach Randolph.
Well, you know, a big new contract, guys, for Ersan Ilyasova going into last season, and he terrified everybody in Milwaukee with a terrible start, but regained his confidence in January and finished the season strong.
That free throw good from Ilyasova. And going back to the rough start for Ilyasova, not uncommon for players to struggle after getting that big new contract.
Yeah, I've seen it time and again. Players putting a lot of pressure on themselves, trying to live up to the money. But in most cases, the coaches just want the player to do what he does already and what got him here in the first place.
And both free throws good for Ilyasova.
And, you know, out of Turkey, Ersan Ilyasova, an interesting combination of talents. I mean, he's one of the more intriguing guys in the league when you watch him closely. He's not the biggest or the burliest, but he's got a toughness about him that shows itself on the offensive glass. He's also a really good outside shooter, able to play that spread 4 role.
Here's Neal, covered by Bayless. And the Bucks miss again. The Grizzlies have gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the fourth quarter. Franklin gets a screen from Goofus. Shot by Prince. They get it back. Davis. And that one's good. Davis has got 25 points in the game.
Boy, where was the box out? Too easy on that second chance opportunity.
Yeah, no box out is what happened there. Those kind of mistakes on the glass will kill a team.
Mayo into the lane. Tries again. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on Tayshaun Prince.
They've struggled against him in this one. Just no answer for Ilyasova. He's got 13 points, and he's played the role of the pest today, too. I mean, he's caused a bunch of turnovers.
And those steals are all the evidence you need of just how high his basketball IQ is. He really sees the floor well defensively.
That free throw good from Ilyasova. And Clark, you mentioned Ilyasova. He had that breakthrough season in 2011 and 12, and after the early slump continued to deliver, Steve, last year.
Well, he's a great combination of being an outside shooter but having interior toughness. And I think he defines kind of the modern-day hybrid 4. He's a power forward who can guard multiple positions on the perimeter. Look at the free throw percentage, unblemished since halftime, Clark. That's pretty nice.
I'd go farther than that, Steve. How about perfect?
And the shot goes in from Franklin.
Very clever passing. That was just beautifully done.
Milwaukee has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Neal passes to Pachulia. Mayo dishing to Neal. Plenty of daylight on that shot.
That's been their bread and butter in the second half. They've really knocked down their long-range shots.
Well, and as hot as they've been, there's no need to change their offense. Just continue to play the way you're playing. You're going to get open looks.
Here is Bayless, guarded by Mayo. Knocked away. 6 to shoot. A shot's good from Bayless. Buck shooting impressively throughout at 62%. Mayo kicks to Ilyasova. He dishes it to Pachulia. Outside Mayo. Down low. No good. Great D that time from Davis. Prince kicks to Bayless. Bayless off a pick from Koufos. There's a good screen. Bayless the pass to Davis. To the inside, Koufos. And that one falls coming off of Davis's feed.
You know, I think anytime the shot comes from that range, the offense has done its job and done it well.
Here's Neal. He feeds it to Ilyasova. And again it will go. Basket is good from Neal. Neal's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And tack on a few more points to the lead. Why not? I suppose this is an emphatic showing for this club.
And Steve, they did it in style. A beat down the entire way.
Franklin kicks to Prince. Now Bayless. Prince with a screen on Mayo. 5 to shoot. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And out of Arizona, Jared Bayless, a slashing combo guard. His jump shot is a little streaky, but he's really good at attacking off the dribble and drawing fouls.
And the first one at the line is good. And Bayless stepping into that reserve role in Memphis last season.
It was really a perfect role for him, Kevin. He backed up Mike Conley, but also played alongside Conley as the 2 guard. Bayless is a combo. He can score, he can handle the ball and make decisions as well, but really kind of found his niche in the league last season.
Both free throws good from Bayless. Milwaukee leading by 22.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, dominating performance for the Bucks.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And you have to look back at this and see what a huge game it's been for O.J. Mayo. You have to look at his steals and when he would come up with them as major factors in this result. Intelligent passing there to make that hoop possible.
And Bayless kicks to Franklin. Dishes to Bayless. Takes the 3. The rebound by the Bucks. Here's Neal. Doubled by Franklin. Neal passes to Pachulia. Right wing. Antetokounmpo kicks to Pachulia. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. 5 on the clock. Mayo drives in. You know what? Great D that time from Davis. Memphis has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Miller outside. It's rebounded by Mayo. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Here's Neal, guarded by Franklin. So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Brandon, certainly a nice win, aided in large part by your ability to get your teammates involved. What is your primary focus?
Definitely just get my guys going a lot more and, try to be more of a playmaker. And, I enjoy, seeing, getting guys going and them making shots off my passes.
I think they enjoy it as well, Brandon. Great job. Guys, over to you.
Thank you, Doris, for that. And now for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan saying see you next time as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, O.J. Mayo.